It's Yuri. They say it a bit more, with a bit more flair, but they said that it's acceptable for us Westerners to go with Yuri. Art, Keserato, although they kind of went Keserado. Vinny and Spaka. So
I'm saying Keserato, so don't sound like I'm trying to put on a fancy
Keserato.
accent. Yeah, gotta make it congruent, right?
Let's see what these furries can do. Art's going to get taken out in the middle position, making his way towards the vent, but that's where he will lie. Rest of his team towards the B bomb site. Keserato looking for the flank, and Ye's looking to get into the vent position, and now Stanislaw is on his own. I think there might have been a flashbang. People look confused, and they're starting to fall down now. Ye is wrecking everybody coming through that vent like he's John McClane. That leaves Keserato alone outside the B bomb site. The flank is there. Shazam is just waiting, containing, not overextending. Just biding his time.
But is he regulating? No.
Apparently he is that.
He's, well.
Apparently he is. Man like Shazam.
Yes.
Shazam.
I think we didn't get, usually we get our few pennies in there as well as far as the predictions are concerned. I mean, we don't know much, if anything, really about FURIA, but I'm looking at CompLexity because of all of the knowledge I have on them, and they've got a lot of skill. And I think that this is level of Counter-Strike where they're very, very comfortable. I think you usually find them a tier above, so it's going to be fun to see them, especially Shazam. It's always interesting to see what Shazam's bring to the table. He can be quite explosive.
People have spoken about Shazam a lot. We saw discussion on the table as well, but I think you have to credit Stanislaw for giving the team direction. He has been noticeably good at doing that. I think he is a very particular person, and that doesn't necessarily fit everyone. And you know, he and Shazam have not been the best of friends on previous teams, but maybe they have found a way to work together. And obviously, Jason Lake is he's a bro. He's a good guy, so we hope to see success for his team. I don't hear any game sound, Dan. Where's the game sound at?
I hear game sound. It's your mix.
Oh, it's my volume. Yes, I've turned it to 0. I'm an idiot. Anyway, these teams are trying to force their way into the A site, and Shazam's on the highway position, trying to contain with the French gun the FAMAS down to the P250, and it seems that Vinny will at least get a bomb plant here.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. 2 frags, bomb down, maybe more. There is. Oh, okay. Well then, could win the round. That's a result that can work out as well for Vinny, as he's now working the bomb site. He's got that bomb ticking away. Collected his scouts. There are other guns up for grabs as well, but he's going to stick to the deagle. He's feeling it. Oh my God, this is very risky business. Gets the tag, misses with the scout. Oh my God, he had so many chances there.
That was the round. That was the round. You got to land that shot.
Oh wow. I feel like there's a bunch of different directions that he could have taken that. But
the scout was the W right there.
There was a lot of rifles on the ground as well. There was all kinds of stuff that he could have done. He kicked the deagle out. I really do wonder with him keeping the deagle out there if that's just I want to complete the highlight reel, because that's what I would have done, James. Complete the highlight reel.
Oh, the scout was the round. Well, it wasn't the round. They look like nice guys. Look at their profile pictures, FURIA. They're happy to be here, but they're not just here to make up the numbers. They're here to do some damage, and there were some warning shots in that round. And that's damage that will carry over to this round now. Even though they didn't win it, they made the bomb plant and they will buy with it. They're forcing it up. They know that they can break the money of CompLexity should they win this round.
I like to see that auto shotgun there on Android. It's always a lot of fun. He's got it over towards Checkers at the moment. FURIA have not created too much presence on the map just yet. And again, ooh, that's a big push from CompLexity into A main. That's successful. They can take over lockers now. This is the problem because FURIA have not really done too much just yet. A mid take is definitely favorable when you have, or as far as their choices go, it's a favorable choice to make, considering the fact that they have no utility, but they do have the AKs. And the weaponry for CompLexity is not very good. So, looks like they're going to try to walk into B, but there's an auto shotgun waiting for them.
This is going to be very curious indeed. Stanislaw has the pop flash, but the timing is bad. Android is starting to peek out now. He takes 1 out, but how many more is he good for? He has to go for the close engagements. He can't face too deep, and Shazam will come and clean up the rest of the operation. That could have gone far, far worse for them. It was a 4 versus 2 situation, but it works out in the end. Shazam not too far away. The shotgun, I guess, froze everybody in situ, bought some time for everything else to be finished off here. You see the pop flash push into A main earlier. So crisis averted for CompLexity. There was opportunity there for FURIA with the damage done in the previous rounds, but now they may have to wait. Back on the pistols, they've got the one flashbang onto Art, and that's about it.
I worry for FURIA after the first few rounds that we've seen.
Android got shot in the face through a smoke on B.
That's always a nice start for the T side. We'll come back to my worries afterwards. Right now, CompLexity have to deal with some worries of their own, although the grenades are doing well for Ye. Stan was going to be able to get one as they start to funnel into the B-bomb site, but bomb is on the ground now, and Shazam has a good vantage point of that. Is tracking a player as he moves his way to CT, and looks like things will be fairly... some decent damage done by the T. Did you just mute me?
I just pressed your cough button, sorry.
Oh.
I was confused.
I was confused
Look at Ye's picture. I think it was Ye who was having his profile picture came, and I walked into the room and said, "Show me your sex face." And so just for those of you at home, if you're curious, there we go. That's Ye. 4-0, and FURIA are back on the buy. They've got good utility. The 5 AKs are out. Shazam is on the AWP. And it's been great to watch him find his own with the AWP. He's really become something. Arguably a sniper who used to make a lot of mistakes, but he's learned from them. And now he is very, very dangerous indeed. FURIA moving quickly towards the B-bomb site once again. Android at the back running distraction. Stanislaw, is he good for the second frag? Repositioning. His teammate's still alive, and they've got great angles. That smoke will certainly help the T's, though.
Yeah, CompLexity have done this fairly well. Interesting round from FURIA so far. We'll dissect it in a moment as the bomb's on the ground, and CompLexity have 4 players ready for the retake, all stuck around CT spawn though, no one on the flank. And FURIA, they don't have anybody in checkers just yet, or B stories. They're all around the side at the moment. Vinny will suddenly make his way there though. But this is really doable, especially with the incendiaries, as we'll see. They're forcing some of the players from FURIA off the site. But still, CompLexity not finding a good timing to go in and take the bomb site back. It's back in the corner on the side, still waiting patiently. And are they going to give up on this? Still more grenades being tossed in. This is taking quite a while to get back in. Finally, though, they find their spots. And it's looking pretty good. Just Vinny left by checkers. He's been discovered at this point, I think. They're looking for him. Def will take him out. And the crisis has been averted. Very strange push from FURIA. You don't often see it look like that.
Yeah, and just numbers game, playing the trade game. But still no success. Still 0 on the board. They reach maximum loss bonus, and with a bomb plant, pretty much, if they get a bomb plant and continue to lose, they can buy every round. Because they'll get $4,200 in total. So here they are again. Now, I'm just going to quickly check. Where's my mouse? I'll check in a second how many people have survived the previous rounds for CompLexity. An exchange of fire. Stanislaw, though, has taken a lot of damage already. Doesn't want to stay in those angles. There's a gap in that smoke, and Art will abuse that. Def trying to use it for himself, but Art was waiting. So that's an opening, making his way in. Spots a player on the catwalk, but can't do anything about it. And now Ye has an angle on main. And things become awkward for FURIA.
Well, that pick might go a long way into helping them out of this sticky position. Ye's angle, though, is so sheer that they will have a lot of issues dealing with it, at least the first player, especially if there's no grenades. And there it is, first frag made, second. Untradeable is Ye as he gets the trio of kills to end the round for CompLexity. And FURIA so far have shown to me that they have quite a one-track mind in their T-side approach. And this was when we had the third round, I said I was worried for them. That's just some of the decisions they made on their first buy round. Sort of triggered that worry for me, because it did look very sort of one-track minds. We'll have to see if they have, if they develop things later on, if they're better at taking map control, better at doing the mid-rounding, better at sort of pushing CT rotations with use of utility and then trying to exploit that. That kind of next level of T-side play. But for now, CompLexity are pretty comfortable. I think FURIA have shown that they are pretty good at trading out, but that can't be your only game plan. At least not against CompLexity here. They are looking pretty good. Their money, not amazing. FURIA have been doing some good damage, but they need rounds.
No bomb plant means it is safe territory for FURIA. 2 smokes, a flashbang. What could be the intentions here? Well, there is one for the boost position, but again, they're I want to say their range is limited, but they do have Deagles out in play, 3, and we've seen some Deagle shots from them already, so perhaps a head can be found. The CTs will not want to overcommit to a peak. I wonder if Ye hears Art fall off from that position. I'm not too sure. And he might think no, the way he is jumping. He's not even got his gun out, and he will go down almost for free. And that's a big problem. There's no one else to hold the mid position, so the A site can be split, but it is a retake territory for CompLexity. Ooh, that smoke. This has become a winnable round. But Art is flanking from the B bomb site, so CompLexity could be further compromised. The silence, therefore, they have no idea where they're being shot from. This is going to be a costly round for the CTs.
Yeah, lots of damage indeed. There might still be a chance though as they start to push forwards. This is the last ditch attempt. Damaged by Android, needed the frag though, and they all start to swarm. They have the numbers in favor, and that will work out really well. And this is they did this round on B, and this is very much a part of their approach, it seems, for FURIA. A way that CompLexity could try to shut this down, this sort of aggressive play down. Obviously, they had pistols, but they've been doing that sort of stuff on buy rounds too. Is by doing what CompLexity have been doing, which is taking away some portions of the map. So, you take away middle, you take away A main or B storage, just keep playing aggressively. But that said, FURIA have a really good opportunity now because the money sucks for CompLexity. So this is the round to win to get them back in it.
Yes, a pivotal round is on the cards. Slow start from FURIA. And I'm sure they will be keeping an eye on how many players of CompLexity they have eliminated in each round and what their economical situation likely is. And if they do have a good eye on that, then they can expect some early aggression here. Not quite the case though. A 2-1-2 set up from CompLexity. Ye in a position to rotate towards A should it be required. That's where the bomb is headed. How have they got into that position? Art boosted up. Bomb carrier was below him and now needs to trade, but he can't. The bomb is exposed on the A site, and now things have to speed up for FURIA.
Yeah, they're starting to get themselves in on top of the bomb site now. Android around the smoke does get the better of Vinny. Spacker as well, unable to get through the smoke before he is taken down, and now Keserato moving in from middle, looking to see if he can remedy the situation. He's got 30 seconds to try to find a solution, and they know exactly where he is, and they are holding angles to prevent him from having an easy engagement, and you can see the threat of the flank is something that he feels. It is a very real threat. That's a very nice catch there. Keserato finds himself both players somehow. This is problematic now, but there's 10 seconds for a bomb plant to happen. Looks like he might just be able to do this. Keserato is on for the clutch.
He's got a smoke for the wall as well, and that is deployed immediately. That is a huge problem for Shazam, though. It does allow him to get closer to the site. So it could be a blessing in disguise. Blind from the second one. But who's got the right timing? The shadow is there. Oh, that compromises Shadam's position. That should have been there around. A great clutch from Keserato. A great clutch for FURIA. And that absolutely decimates the money for CompLexity.
Did you call him a Shadam? Shadam.
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe.
Okay, well.
I'm sure we've called him that before.
That's a thing now. Yes, that was a pretty awesome clutch. I didn't think that it would be possible really for Keserato, but the way that the two players were sort of positioned made it possible. They opened up one of the players with a shoulder. It was a free kill. They were unawares of that he was even exposed, it seems. And that's where the dominoes started to tumble. And indeed, that was an incredibly important round, as we highlighted at the beginning of it, because now there's no money on CompLexity. And so FURIA have a real opportunity now to start racking it up. And the cool thing is that we're seeing a very scrappy version of Counter-Strike from FURIA so far. A lot of the rounds that they win, you just don't know, or something in the rounds that they've won, you just don't know which way it's going to go because of how scrappy it is.
Spacker was lining up a flashbang for mid there. You sometimes see a flash over the T-warehouse roof. Has to go down the middle. As you can see, there are windows to the left and the right, and that would be a team flash. Flashes for team coming in from Android eventually. 4 players holding an angle on highway, waiting for that flash to come in, but will they pick the right timing? Android has 2 flashes, but there's no push from FURIA just yet. They are asking questions of CompLexity. They are trying to identify where these players are, and Yuri's doing a great job in that respect, making his way into the B bomb site. They don't quite know just yet if anybody's on the site. They've got to smoke off so he can cross. But that has been a pretty good investigation for FURIA. They will completely avoid the stack. Art is holding the rotation. He's been left in a boost position. We've seen in a few rounds, if there's a focus towards B, they'll leave one T boosted just to check any flank from the A site and keep an eye on mid. One weapon to be collected, but Vinny is trying to... He knows they're going for that as well. There is the last player in the red. Probably soon dead.
That was really nice from FURIA. Yuri unafraid, just walking into B. That's really cool, but there's a lot of players or teams that they don't have this fearless player that will do that to collect the information on rounds like this. You need someone that's confident that they can win that first fight, and it's like Yuri's that man, and it worked out really nicely.
Tech pause from FURIA. Somebody has some kind of keyboard issue. Should have got a Bardolph custom. I like this music. It's like 8 bits.
It reminds me of like a fighting game.
Yeah,
sort of
it
lobby,
does, doesn't it? Character select, character select.
Yeah, like in one of the newer games, maybe like it reminds me of Skullgirls, even though I didn't play Skullgirls. But
this is, I like this. I want this music.
Do you ever play that game, Skullgirls?
I think I bought it on Xbox. It's coming out on the Switch soon, actually.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
It looked like a really good fighting game.
But I didn't like the art style. I'm not into anime girls and things, so...
It never picked up too much. But
so
I think it's
for those of
really
you wondering what hell we're talking about, Skullgirls is like a fighting game which was made by people in the fighting game community. You always want to see those things succeed, but like, yeah, I can't do the whole anime style. I mean, it wasn't like stereotypical, but the art style wasn't for me, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's wrong, just not for me. Not for me, but it does look like a pretty cool game.
Yeah, from a gameplay perspective at least. But
it almost sounds like a Mega Man or something. Oh, there's a Mega Man pack releasing soon for the Switch.
It's a solo. It's a solo.
It's Simon Cowell. So if you know who Simon Cowell is, right? When he signs these boy bands and things, he often plays a triangle in their songs, so he gets royalties from them. That is a fact. He literally plays the triangle, just like he just holds the triangle, presses it, just goes ding in their songs, so he gets royalties from them.
So awesome, isn't it?
Truth.
Gotta respect that, because it could have been anything else, that like a respectable instrument, but he chose something that was just like clearly just, you know, you could make a mockery of it. Anyways,
yeah, mate, your ding dong's got to be on point.
Stanislaw starts things off well as the mid take goes awry for the Brazilians. 4v3 now for CompLexity, and they can sit back and they don't have to worry too much. They can hold fairly passive positions at this point. It is the T's that are now forced into action. That said, Def is moving not only just by himself with the push, but he's got backup here. This is pretty cool. Normally you see just a single man pushing, the other one rotate to A, but they had 2 men pushing there, and now it's a big old sandwich here for FURIA, and they are the meats. They are not the breads. Interesting.
CompLexity are in a slightly awkward position where they have a blind spot from T-spawn to B. Def is in mid, holding an angle towards Useless, and Android's only just rotating now, but Spacker can't quite hit the mark. He will eventually, but it's a highlight in a failed round for them. And their money is somewhat higgledy-piggledy. We'll see what they choose to do. Money's not ideal really for anybody at this point. So this, we could have a multitude of scorelines to think are likely. There isn't really a clear idea as to where this game is going. FURIA having won 3 of the last 4 rounds.
What is the definition of higgledy-piggledy, James, for the audience?
Higgledy-piggledy, just not ideal. Perhaps there is an element of randomness. Art with a lovely spray towards the white box. Had a flash from Spacker. Again, those are nasty plays through that smoke. Flashbang over the top as described earlier. Between the windows so as not to flash your teammate. He can basically face at the same time. If they do it short enough, it'll go off above his head. But what else can they do? FURIA have had some kills here or there, but they need rounds. They've only got 3 of 10 at the moment.
They're looking to just run into the B site. They've left a lurker in around the middle area. Now it depends on how their fragging is on the bomb site. Really decent flash there from Stan, able to Kill the only player who was not. Wow, okay, before I can even finish my sentence, everyone's been wiped out. Now it's just the lurker left, Vinny, who's coming in to see what the hell's been happening over towards B. And unfortunately, there's very little damage that's been done onto the site. Really good flashes coming in from CompLexity to completely blind everyone from FURIA, prevent them from taking action. 8-3 now. FURIA's success off of the back of Casarato's clutch is short-lived, it would seem.
Yes, and perhaps that round will tell a story of the remainder of the half as FURIA run out of enough money to buy. 8-3 now. CompLexity in the driving seat for this half. See who's been doing the damage. Yay, 17 for 6. He has been delivering for his team so far. Currently at Forklift. Or is he on the catwalk? One of the two. There he is. Mr. Yay. It's all in the picture, bros and girls. Bros and sisters. Girls and boys. That's probably what I wanted to say. Usual smokes going down. But Vinny's made his way into an interesting position. His teammate will be compromised. He's looking for Shazam's head. He's found him and taken this cap off. But there are 3 pistoling players left and Stanislaw's got the bomb. Smoke goes down perfectly. Stops the teammate from trading, but he'll do it anyway. Has he got time to? He's got to run. He's got to make the gauntlet run. Looks at the gun, but won't be able to touch it. Android says no.
Yeah, so that's another pistol round dealt with. The pistol rounds are pretty scary from FURIA so far. They're always doing damage. You can see that CompLexity's economy has never really been great. And now we've got the AKs coming out again. And I wonder what CompLexity's approach will be. They know that FURIA like to be aggressive. They like to sort of burst onto positions. They have mixed up their pace, though, in so far as playing a slow round before the burst or just going for it straight away. So there is some sort of element of diversity there to take account.
Just jamming.
Yeah, it's great. It reminds me.
When's the DLC pack coming out?
As well as I don't know why it's always this fighting game stuff, but it reminds me of also of some of the Third Strike music, like Necro's
yeah, it does.
theme.
It is similar to. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, Third Strike is so good. Feel free to challenge me. I will beast all of you. Alright. Let's back it up on the red container. Hello! That's a very fast push there from Art. Takes down Shazam very quickly as he looks for that opening pick towards A main with the AWP, but he is fully denied. But the 1-for-1 will be somewhat of a consolation for the CTs. FURIA now moving into a mid-take. Android in the vents though. With combination with Death, there might be a lot of potential here for CompLexity to get some frags out of middle. Here's a dropping, and surely that's Android now peeking, indeed, and he'll get the frag. So the beautiful 1-2 punch there, and now FURIA have only 2 players left.
The coordination of CompLexity on their CT side is proving to be a problem for FURIA, who need to take more than 3 rounds into the second half for sure. Looking again for players on the high ground. It has been a common occurrence, but Def is ready for it. UK boys. Second frag as well. Double figures now for CompLexity. 2 rounds remain, and the money sucks once again for the Furries. Not enough hair on the bear.
What does that mean?
Ooh, doesn't mean anything really. I was
It
waiting for you to ask. Just because I'm calling them fairies. Furries. Anyway, enough about that.
What is, yeah.
They're again going for the B bomb site. This has been a favoured place for them, but results have been mixed. Now they're in the mixer with some bullets, some casings, and some crimson. Yay, spreading the paint, you get more. 2 players and useless. Full spray, continuation spray from Yay. 1 HP for him. Does he deploy a grenade? He has them. But if he exposes himself and gets shot with a grenade, that wouldn't be ideal. So he'll be patient. Def will finish off the job. And it's another non-round for FURIA.
Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? Again, it's just, I don't know sort of what sort of tweaked my brain to it, and like on the 3rd round, but on their first buy round. But it does just seem like they're lacking something on the T side. They're lacking a few ways that they would develop it to really find some consistency. A lot of it's coming down to just trying to push choke points and trying to frag out. Yeah, and CompLexity are doing pretty well because they got some good utility usage, some good team play. It does make me really curious how FURIA's CT side will be. So I hope they're able to take the pistol when we get there, so we get to see how they play the CT side. But once again, struggling a little bit to get the opening picks, to get into the bomb sites. They are gravitating towards B here. There's no mid control. Bomb sitting in the useless area now. And Art is going to be finding Shazam's aggression. They will feel the presence of Shazam nipping at their heels as they decide to go towards B.
Art's looking to take out the rotation, but Def is winning the duel, and he was second to that duel. So I feel like Art should have done a better job there. You've got to win those. You've got to win those. And yes, you could see CompLexity at this point do not feel threatened. I think they feel like they have figured out their opponent, and they'll just go for it. It's a 5 versus 2, or well, it was a 5 versus 3, but they don't feel the need to just sit and wait. They're like, okay, these guys are not really doing a whole lot to threaten us, so he will take some liberties. Now Def is on the flank in this 3 versus 2 from the mid position. They know exactly where these players are. Shazam's position is very awkward though. Peeking from here is not the easiest of tasks. See, Yuri's baited him out and taken him out. Now Android goes down as well. Is there a 4th round in this for FURIA? Def may be coming from the least expected position.
Yeah, CompLexity were always trying to work to contain, but FURIA managed to break it. Can't quite get the kill. Yuri takes it down, and a really nice display of individual firepower from FURIA. But so far, that's where their only strength has been. So moving into the CT side, we're gonna have to see that and something else, because they're playing against a pretty well-versed, pretty well-seasoned team, honestly, with the likes of Stan, Ye, Def, Shazam, and Android.
I do wonder if it's hard, because when you see a team struggle like this on the T side, you wonder if they'll be much more comfortable on the CT side. But I think we've also seen that CompLexity are more of a unit than FURIA, so this may be as difficult as otherwise. They may simply struggle to react in the right ways to, or the best ways to what CompLexity are doing. But it all starts with the pistol, and the win here would be outstanding for FURIA, who have put 3 people around the B bomb site. But even so, it's all about the headshots. No one's got a helmet. And Def has made his way into the A site, so almost in an anti-eco fashion. They've seen that the A site is empty. They've caused a full rotation, but the rotation from the B players for CompLexity is starting slow, which would suggest that they considered going back towards B, and Stanislaw could even offer a double fake here, but he's still just holding an angle outside B for now.
But he starts it off, first blood for him, and second for Yuri, as the bomb goes down. So that's at least the money. Oh, hello. Where's the bomb?
He's going back to B because Stanislaw's made his way through, but Stanislaw has pushed all the way through and taken engagement and died. So it seems that they've lost the opportunity to even plant the bomb.
But he could have planted it, right? He
but he went towards Squeaky.
Very strange.
So I don't know, maybe if he was picking up a weapon, maybe he thought there'd be an angle towards the site, but now, well, they've got it down to a 2 versus 2. Now there's a chance to plant the bomb as the Molotov goes, but Ye has 1 HP. Again, it's all about the headshots, but ooh, easier said than done.
That was very weird, wasn't it? That was very weird. But
I think it's weird because they had the A site. They pushed the A site, but they had 3 people, including the bomb outside B. Now, you could choose to move into B, but you don't know that everybody has rotated. And I feel like there was some hesitation where they might have considered doing that, but they opted for the safer route instead. And then when Stanislaw pushed through B, Ye on the radar went towards Squeaky. I don't know if they were considering a rotation or picking something up. I feel like it was a rotation, but you imagine he has to go through Squeaky, otherwise he shows the car. That is a very long way, all the way back to Stanislaw. And if somebody's made their way through mid, then he gets cut off and the bomb goes down in a 1v1, which is probably why he chose to go back towards the A site. So a lot of options, but deciding between them caused some problems there for CompLexity.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. But they got the bomb down, so that's what you want, at the very least. Get those AKs out in the 3rd round, which is what will happen. Shazam anyone? Well, Shazam Def and Stan with slightly upgraded pistols. Testing middle. Passive approach from FURIA. Don't want to suffer any horrible bursts from these pistols as they lurk around middle. Just trying to test. Trying to see if FURIA will get hungry for some eco frags. Actually, some damage has been done. Yuri's down to 27. There's definitely some fragging possibilities here for CompLexity, and they're just trying to find it. They're looking to split onto the B sites. 3 players quick to respond here. How much damage can these CompLexity players do? There's a quick trade. It's a good start. Spacker on the bomb site, though, using the cover very well to isolate his opponents, and they should be fine, indeed. UMP on Shazam, though. Aim punch is frustrating.
Jumping doesn't help either.
Ooh.
I finally put jump on my mouse wheel, but I just never use it. I forget it's there. I'm a spacebar guy, man. What can I say?
I have it on both in Counter-Strike.
I have it on both, but that's part of the problem as well. I'm not going to force myself to use the mouse wheel. 5 rounds between the 2 sides. How far can FURIA go on this comeback attempt? CompLexity aren't too close to a W here. Opportunity knocks. Pop flash from Yuri. Maybe just to ward off people trying to play around that smoke a little. There is a gap towards the right-hand side. He has to be careful about where he aims as well, because he has a silencer on his weapon. He has to aim into the box, otherwise it will potentially compromise his position if he goes too far wide. Like if Shazam goes wide left, he might have a warning. I mean, the box is a reasonable size, we'll see. But if Yuri goes, if he's not hugging the box, then his weapon may expose his position. Now what I like to do in this situation is bounce a HE grenade off the wall behind Yuri, which would collide with him, and you will hear the collision, so you will know someone's there, but of course you will need someone to hold an angle, ideally, and the gap where Shazam was just looking. Otherwise you could get caught short, but at the same time sometimes you take a gamble, so it's a nice way to deal with this position. You can wallbang through the corner of that box as well.
And we can see that CompLexity have taken middle, which is really cool. And the question is how far Stanislaw actually decides to go. He's going really far up. Highway, Shazam gets a frag, as does Stan. Now there are problems. Gesserati with UMP. Needed to get the second one there, but he can't. Down to Vinny with the FAMAS. Can collect an AK for his troubles, but the damage has been done. The bomb's been planted on B. CompLexity taking it very slow and passive in this round, just managing to find good timings. But already you can see that they had more, like an extra step than we saw from FURIA's T sides. And nothing happened after their passive approach. They start taking some map control. They start working into some good positions. Stan starts getting in a forward position for a lurk.
The flashbang was nice to blind people on who were facing, but also the person behind the box. That was pretty cool. The range for the engagement on the UMP wasn't perfect. You might want the UMP where the M4 was, really. FURIA, with half the score of their opponent, have opted for a tactical timeout, as one can see. What is their money situation? It sucks. They could force... I don't know if it would make sense to in this round, because they could just buy next round. Art would be short, but such is life. It seems... Well, they force around that weapon. There's an AK which someone has thrown on the floor. Yeah, they're going for it. They're going to buy around this. Well, I mean, I didn't even notice that they had an AK. That will certainly help. But they will be short regardless. So let's see what they can do with this. They've gone for grenades over weapons, which is an interesting difference to NTC, where in many rounds where... Ooh, that's funky. Hello. In many rounds where their money had issues, they prioritized rifles over smokes and flashes and things.
Oh, looking at the smoke. He finds, but he can't frag. The helicopter is not there to provide assistance for the CTs, unfortunately. CompLexity with a very slow pace at the moment. We're approaching the minute mark. Perhaps we'll see someone boosted up now. And they'll progress into middle, and they can work on a B split. Could be one option for them from their current positions. They still have 2 in B storage. That said, some additional damage done there, and they start to move into the A main area as well. 45 seconds. The bomb is down, so they're going to go for the rotation to A.
Stanislaw making his way in. The flashbang won't cause him to fire any shots. The first shot he fires straight in the head of Vinny, and I mean, they're running towards the site, but what can they really expect to do in this situation? Yes, they're making their way into CT spawn now. A difficult round for FURIA. And with what they had to offer in that round in terms of weaponry, I don't know. I wonder what they could have done next round if they had gone for an eco. But actually, 3 players. Spacker's got 3250 in the bank. Kesserato's got 2000, and so has Yuri, pretty much. So, seems it was a gamble buy, and they look to save the AK. So, interesting. There was more to it than we first thought. A calculated risk.
to 6, 3 away now. CompLexity from putting FURIA in the ground on cash.
Spacker found an M4 at the last second or so.
Nice.
Which is really important for their buy here. Really important.
Looks pretty respectable now. Respect can be had.
Yes, allowed him to buy an AWP. He's naked. No armor for him. Bounce the smoke off the front of the site to obscure this position. Make sure you don't peek before it. And you'll normally see a Molotov in this position, which he might be expecting, although he can look over that. But now he can't see anything at all. Kesserata making a push in the meantime through mid, but that won't work out either. Too many footsteps, perhaps. And CompLexity are in a good position to take the B bomb site. Yuri is on the site itself, and he could have a flash from a teammate over the top. He'll have to find 2.
Ooh, there it is, a spray from Yuri doing some good damage. Now a bit of a struggle here for CompLexity. Yay, Android stuck in no man's land. Android alone. Looked really promising to begin with for CompLexity. Android needs to make this hurt now. Get some damage in there, but a double peek. Multiple levels used. We'll award FURIA 1 more round, and the money is good enough for CompLexity to keep the pressure on. And that's pretty dangerous here. Ooh, Vinny's got an AUG. I like it. Lovely.
Must be a misbuy.
No.
Press the wrong key.
No. Give me
I like the AUG.
I like it.
But it's not the Krieg. I don't know why I like it.
It just feels good.
I enjoy shooting with the scope. I'll say that much. As you can see, the smoke grenade failed. Thank you, Sliggy, for the observing prowess, as per usual. The idea of the smoke grenade from the T's there is to collide with the Molotov to allow them to get up early. They will be delayed. Second Molotov doesn't quite hit the mark. And CompLexity have the position. Maybe not the timing, but they have the position. Shazam holding angles outside B, but an aggressive smoke has been thrown. So now CompLexity don't quite know what is going on in the B area. But it seems Stanislaw may go to ask some questions there. That's pretty.
That's a beautiful AUG. You can see why I bought it now, James. It's beautiful.
It's nice. I didn't even know that was in the game. But I have an iBuy power sticker on my hot rod, so I have to use it.
So CompLexity spreading out a bit. They have middle. Not using any smokes already to deter the CTs, just keeping everything open. Threatening B again, and they were pretty successful in one of the previous rounds by threatening B heavily and then doing a fast rotation to A and then catching the CTs out of position. Got to be careful on this one though. Spacker's ready on the angle. Good catch from Ye though as he trades out from Checkers. Spacker, oh, he can't deal with Ye either. He's down. Now it's a 4v3 here from CompLexity. FURIA has some decisions, some hard decisions to make. Do they go for this? This is going to be very hard to retake into. they can't have good money either.
In they go. Not quite working out for them. Two-man push through the smoke. I don't know if they had a flashbang. You'd expect so, but either way, it didn't work. And FURIA are in all kinds of trouble. They will have half the score of their opponent. Finney, the last one to drop, and yeah, he's on a 30 bomb now. Congratulations to him. He's been delivering all game for his team. Stanislaw will be happy. He'll be proud. He'll improve. There is the man. 2 rounds away from victory are CompLexity, and this might not be a surprise. A comfortable start so far for them in their journey in this America's Minor. There is a Molotov once again, and Art has had his face ripped off, and Shazam just continues.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The facial is on Shazam, it would appear this round. 2-for-1 deal. Couples package. And and it's going to be the quick switch back to A here after that pressure towards B. Looking pretty good here. You think Shazam would make a good beautician, James?
No.
No?
I would never let him touch my face.
Oh. Okay. Well, this should be a pretty easy one to close out, and FURIA will not really be able to contest. They've got to keep the weapons going here. Into match point for CompLexity.
Oh, so Yeastar, you know, Whitaker is a common name, but he's gone one step further and he's gone a supremacist route down and made it Whitaker. Game point coming the way of CompLexity very shortly. Keserato and Spacker. I've never seen so many successful saves in CT spawn of cash. It's a very common hunting ground, but we've got away with it a few rounds. But they're not getting away with much else.
Okay, so last chance. Orp is held onto by Keserato. He'll drop that to Yuri. It'll be good to see them going for some aggression, just a bit of a Hail Mary play. They need something crazy to work in their favor, and you know, using the AWP aggressively can absolutely be the way to do that. Art has it now, and trying to figure out where Art is off to. He is going A main aggressively, so he might meet Ye. Ye is in the corner, and he hits a great timing there, just stepping up on the lip behind the box to elevate himself into a brilliant engagement. 5v4 already. The AWP's gone, and now Vinny's gone off the side as well. This is not happening, is it, James, for FURIA?
Zip them up. That is a wrap. I think it is fair to say Spacker eliminated. Tees all over the A site, and Yuri with his Deagle, who will have to bend more than spoons in this round if FURIA are to stay in this game. I just delay things. He doesn't have a defuse kit. I don't know if there is one anywhere near the site. The percentages, as small as they are, they continue to get smaller. And now they're in a black hole. CompLexity with 16 2-7 of FURIA. Yay, 32 for 11. Nice game of Counter-Strike from him.
Yes, yes, yeah, very nice game.